Picture this. CaitlinClark, the rookie sensation, steps onto the court. The crowd goes wild, but one player isn't cheering. DiJonai Carrington's about to start some drama that'll change how we see the WNBA. Ready to find out what went down? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. When was the last time you played the game with trash talk? The league is ablaze with talk after a player's taunt went too far. How did a normal foul on that floor become a pivotal point in both players' careers? According to DiJonai Carrington, she possessed CaitlinClark's phone number. In a tense game, Carrington took advantage of Clark's foul to launch an offensive tirade that left players and spectators alike shaking their heads. This was a deliberate attempt to derail Clark's progress, not merely a friendly rivalry. Things get crazy from here though.
Yeah, I think just staying calm. It was a huge swing there. I think especially when at times we get a little stagnant and don't play with the same pace that we played with, especially in the first half.
Clark didn't bat an eyelid. The rookie sensation locked in, refusing to give in to Carrington's taunting. We're talking about ice in her veins kind of calmness, laser focus. Clark was busy playing basketball and playing it at a level that made everyone in the arena gasp. Carrington, on the other hand, was busy playing mind games. I know you're wondering, but what precisely did Clark do? Now let us dissect it. Clark not only scored, but also put on a clinic in response to Carrington's theatrics. Precision passes, clutch three-pointers, and defensive plays that left even the most seasoned pros appearing to be moving slowly are all on display here. It was a masterclass in handling pressure and converting it into pure, unadulterated skill, not to mention excellent basketball. Carrington's strategy failed so spectacularly that it nearly left skid marks on the floor. She seemed to be fooled more by every single mocking and attempt to get under Clark's skin, saying the underdog triumph and silence the naysayers with nothing more than talent and willpower was like to seeing a real-life sports movie.
I mean, I feel like we're confident, but that's any team in this league when you're able to stack some wins.
Proud of our group. I thought we came in very motivated, very excited for this game. I thought our crowd was honestly incredible. They were really into the game.
And those who are fans, they were unable to get enough. The tension in the arena gave way to an electric intensity. Clark's audience grew louder with each play he produced. Seeing the emergence of a WNBA legend in real time took on greater significance than simply watching a game. However, allow me to take a moment to discuss the wider picture. It went beyond a simple case of one player dominating the other. On that court, we witnessed a change of leadership. Carrington attempted to put the newcomer in her place by standing in for the status quo. However, Clark, she not only maintained her position, but redefined it. This turned into more than just a matchup, it evolved into a declaration. Clark demonstrated that the current WNBA generation is come to dominate, not just to play. The league as a whole is seeing a rise in standards due to their skill and mental toughness. Everyone was chatting following this confrontation. Sports pundits struggled to contextualize Clark's performance. Watching reruns of the highlights, fans tried to grasp the enchantment of what they had just seen. How about Carrington? She was left to consider a painfully acquired lesson though. Never undervalue a novice with ice in her veins.
Even though we didn't score a ton of points in the fourth, it was our defense, like I said, our defense and our rebounding.
We scored 18 and 14 in the second half, and in those two quarters I thought it wasn't our best offense. It just felt very kind of but I'm just proud of our group. I think we're really just approaching it day by day, even though these games are so important. We're not.
This story's ability to illustrate the WNBA's development is what makes it even more fascinating. Not only are we witnessing excellent basketball, but we're also witnessing the kind of rivalries and memorable plays that convert indifferent watchers into ardent followers. Clark gained the respect of the entire league in addition to winning the game. Carrington chose to push this feud into overtime by posting it directly on social media, just when you thought the drama was done. However, her attempt to respond to the fans flopped so horribly that it has everyone wondering, is this the tweet that will transform the dynamic between WNBA players and fans? The WNBA was completely shocked by DiJonai Carrington's post-game breakdown, which was more than simply a tirade. It was a digital explosion. Carrington unleashed a bomb on Twitter following the Indiana Fever's triumph. She referred to Indiana Fever supporters as the nastiest in the whole league. What a waste of fuel to put out the fire. This was no ordinary tweet. Before you could say retweet, it had over 900,000 views and was going viral. Supporters were incensed, not just angry. With the backlash hitting her like a tidal wave, Carrington found herself the talk of the league for all the wrong reasons. This is where the intriguing part starts though. Not only did Carrington's tweet anger supporters, but it also revealed significant weaknesses in the WNBA structure. We have been discussing simmering beneath the surface tensions for some time now between the new stars and the old guard. Contemplate it. You have seasoned players who have been dominating the league for years, such as Carrington. Subsequently, a rookie sensation such as CaitlinClark emerges, captivating audiences and sending TV ratings through the roof. It's understandable why some players could feel, to put it mildly, left out. Let's dissect this a little further though. It was more than simply angry feelings or resentment in Carrington's tweet. It was an all-out assault on the WNBA's ride-or-die fan base. Attendance, team support, and league expansion have all been provided by Indiana Fever supporters, and now people are criticizing them for being the nastiest fans? Not only is that poor public relations, but it is also an insult to the people who are the lifeblood of the league. You may be asking yourself now, maybe Carrington was right after all? Perhaps the fans had crossed the line. What's perhaps more shocking is that no one else appeared to support her statements. No coaches, no league officials, and no other players. All of the fans were pitted against Carrington, and that's a lost battle every time in the court of public opinion. Carrington's tweet, according to others, was only an attention-seeking ploy. In plain terms, one reviewer stated, "You only post something this ignorant about a fan base if your goal is to get a reaction." I hurt. They could be correct though. Star power is crucial in this league, so even criticism can help you stay in the public eye. However, allow me to briefly pan out. This goes beyond the outburst on social media by a single player. It has to do with how the WNBA is evolving. There's a change in the balance of power when newcomers like Clark enter the picture and make an impact right away. Not everyone is pleased with how it is upending the status quo. The entire story is bringing to light some important issues that the WNBA needs to resolve. How can you both hype up emerging talent and show respect for experienced players? With social media at your disposal and the potential for a single tweet to spiral out of control, how do you handle relationships between players and fans? Though not simple to answer, the league cannot afford to overlook these issues. It's not just the fans who are heated. A problem that might make or break the future of the league is being faced by WNBA executives behind closed doors. What occurs if an individual player surpasses the limits of the game? The rise in popularity of CaitlinClark is posing some difficult questions to which there may not be easy solutions. The popularity of the WNBA has always fluctuated, but with Clark's entrance, it has taken on entirely new levels of excitement. Ratings skyrocket when she's playing, while she's not in attendance. To put it mildly, it's not attractive. This huge disparity is creating a difficult situation for the league. With such star power in one athlete, how do you develop a long-lasting fan base? However, it goes beyond just statistics. The hierarchy of the WNBA is being upended by Clark's stunning start. Stars in their prime are suddenly under pressure. Imagine spending years advancing yourself just to have a novice enter the scene and take center stage all of a sudden. It makes sense that some players could be a touch sour. Furthermore, this isn't your typical instance of newbie jealousy. People are speaking in low voices because there is another level to this play. Ethnicity. Yes, that's where we're heading. Some have suggested that skin color is the real source of animosity between Clark and players like Carrington. The WNBA can't afford to ignore this sensitive topic, despite its nature. What then is a league to do? The WNBA is at a turning point. They can't put all their eggs in one basket, even though Clark is their golden goose. In addition to maximizing Clark's star power, they must figure out how to maintain the happiness of the veterans and share the love. To put it mildly, it's like attempting to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a unicycle. This conflict between Clark and Carrington, though, is the real deal. It's more than just a game between two opponents. It is a representation of the larger problems the WNBA WNBA is having. How can one honor the establishment while simultaneously fostering emerging talent? In a league where diversity is valued, how would you address racial tensions? Most importantly, how can you convert infrequent visitors into devoted followers? These are not simple questions, and there is no magic playbook that contains all the solutions. It will be necessary for the WNBA to get inventive. Perhaps a fresh marketing plan is needed, or a reorganization of their player relations strategy. They have to act quickly, whatever they decide to do, because women's basketball is currently at a crossroads in its history, and the direction the league takes might have a significant impact on its future. The WNBA cannot resume operations as usual, that much is certain, both on and off the court. The game has altered since Clark arrived. The league needs to change quickly. They have an opportunity to make this issue an opportunity to flourish as opposed to just endure, to achieve new heights for women's basketball. Nevertheless, wishing for the best won't be enough. The WNBA has to have a strategy. The racist overtones must be addressed directly. They must discover a method to exhibit all of their abilities, not just the fad of the month. Most importantly, they must never forget the qualities that first brought the WNBA fame, the enthusiasm, talent, and commitment of each and every player who takes the court.